Welcome back on a Friday night. The region's beer, wine, and spirit and cider makers have been in the news quite a bit lately, given changes to provincial trade barriers. In the case of cider, there is a new reason Canadians, and Maritimers in particular, will be interested in the drink. Poet Comeau is the owner of Dartmouth's Lake City Cider and president of the Nova Scotia Cider Association. She joins us. Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
You've brought in some samples. This is something new and it's something unique. Maybe you can tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, Red Sky. So it's Canada's first cider appellation. Obviously Nova Scotia's first as well, but just proud to kind of showcase the high quality of apples, the high quality of our producers, and really it's an appellation. So it means that there's standards, there's quality control, there's a blind tasting, and you need to submit samples, you need to submit kind of to that blind tasting to get through the qualifications. There's even things around sugar levels, acid levels, not necessarily types of varietals, but you need to actually have a blend and not one particular apple. So there are rules and regulations to kind of keep it an appellation. And
people may be familiar with the term Tidal Bay. It's really taken off in the Nova Scotia wine community.
Yes.
It's been very successful. This is a similar idea.
Absolutely.
But in terms of cider.
Yes.
So we're talking with you from Lake City, but there are a number of cideries throughout Nova Scotia that are
We had 9 qualifying cideries across Nova Scotia, and really they are across Nova Scotia, so you can sample them everywhere in different tap rooms across. They're also, all 9 of them will be available at the NSLC at the end of August for a short period of time, and we'll be doing a little bit of promotion just to make sure folks know that they can go in, maybe buy a few bottles, sample them with friends, you know, taste them off, see which ones you like more. The idea is that these are all kind of siblings, so they should all, just like Tidal Bay, so they should all have kind of similar qualities and similarities, things that you could kind of pair them with, but they should have nuanced differences.
And why did you feel, as an association, as a group of owners, that you needed or wanted to do this type of thing?
I think it's just about looking at what we have here in Nova Scotia and realizing that it's something pretty special. So we have great terroir, which is the soil, the earth, the climate. We do have this amazing thing with our moderation of the ocean itself, the fact that we are a coastal region, almost an island really, that really helps our growing region be unique. And in that uniqueness, we grow really amazing fruit, amazing apples, which just express themselves wonderfully in a cider.
So what works for grapes is kind of what works for apples.
Yeah.
And the history of it goes way back.
Way
right?
back, yeah.
But there was a period where cider was kind of fell away.
Yeah, I think, I mean, you can really look at a prohibition kind of interrupted, especially in North America, with drinking habits. Cider kind of went away and didn't come back. Brown spirits and beer really came back after prohibition. And for some reason, cider just kind of remained kind of that homestead, something you kind of did on the farm, but it wasn't really seen in kind of stores or pubs.
There's a story behind the name, too. Red Sky.
Red Sky. So Red Sky at night, sailors delight. Red Sky in the morning, sailors take warning. So again, it's just an homage to where we are and how unique I think this place, Nova Scotia, is. And I think we can all, you know, I see them all the time, these beautiful red sunsets. It's just kind of indicative of kind of our history in how we actually got our apples in the first place, which is people that came over on boats and brought little seedlings with them and put them on their homestead.
Growing market share for ciders as well.
Yes, yeah, it's one of the segments across Canada actually that's growing is local cider.
Let me ask you about trade and tariffs, because it's been in the news a lot.
So fun, yeah.
Right? And interprovincial barriers coming down.
Yes.
Folks who might be sitting in Saskatchewan, might be sitting in BC, they would have a greater opportunity to get something like this.
Yeah. I hope so. Yeah. I think that the best products that are made in Canada should be enjoyed by Canadians. And so I think, you know, it's going to take a little bit of time and some reworking, just because I think we're used to the way things used to work. But I think the idea about reducing some of those barriers is really about getting great products across Canada.
Will that have an impact on production of ciders in Atlantic Canada, or in Nova Scotia perhaps in particular, or are you busy enough with just the domestic market, you know, being local?
I think think that's like, you know, to each their own. So I think each producer, if they have capabilities to increase, I think if increased demand arises, then it's up to them to decide what business they want to go after. But what a good problem to have, you know, what a good problem to have if we get to decide, oh, like I only want to be this big of a company and I'm bursting at the seams, to decide either you want more growth or if you want to kind of sit where you are because you're just happy with the volume.
Craft beer is made everywhere. So no matter what province you're in, you've got a domestic or local craft beer industry. Not the case for cider.
Not the case.
Only a few places in Canada that does that. Does that present some opportunity?
I think so, absolutely. I mean, apples don't grow everywhere. So you can, I mean, you could always bring in some, you know, juice from other places. I think it makes our product a little more unique and speak to a little more of that kind of location is so important. And yeah, I think it does create, you know, opportunities in markets where maybe they don't have cideries.
Would the goal be, if, you know, with barriers removed, would the goal be to get into restaurants and bars elsewhere in the country, or is it liquor stores ultimately?
I mean, those are two different plays. I think direct-to-consumer is always the best. I mean, from business to consumer is better than business to business sometimes. But I think a great way to promote something like Red Sky is with that restaurant experience, with pairing it with food and enjoying it with others. It kind of makes the product special that way.
Okay, I can't let you go without asking. You mentioned pairings.
Okay.
What do I eat with this? What's best served with it?
I mean, we just happen to be across the street from a really great restaurant called The Canteen, and they are known for their crabster roll. And I would 100% pair this with a crabster roll. Or if you're not that close, a lobster roll would also do the trick. I mean, I love seafood, so grilled scallops any day. But also just a light fare of some cheeses and charcuterie always works. So soft cheeses like brie or camembert or things like that.
Paul Comeau, thank you very much for coming in from Lake City Cider.
You're welcome.
We'll take a break. We'll be back with much more of your local news after this.